All right, back at the back, episode 1. Who better to have than Mr. Berg? And thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Today has been an absolutely crazy day. So we're just gonna get right into it because we don't have very long until we gotta make our reservation. So how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. What do you do for work?
I own a digital marketing agency where we run ads for streetwear brands, as well as we work outside that little micro niche as well, like little other side projects like said like.
Yeah, hell yeah,
But
hell yeah. And how much do you make a month?
a little over. It depends on the month. Last month was like 200 something. Month before that was like 300.
Wow, you made $300, bro. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
300 bucks. He's fucking balling.
Yeah.
All right, bro. So the point of like what I want to do with my podcast, like the overarching goal is like I want to get to really know you
Okay.
and like your story, like where you come from, and like just who Bergen is.
Yeah.
Brett Scales. So I know that you've blown up relatively quick. You'd say so, yeah.
I mean, that's what it seems like to a lot of people who weren't there from the very beginning, because I've been posting, I mean, yes, compared to like some people, yes, but I've been posting content for damn near 2 years now.
Bro, 2 years is still quick as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
You know, bro, I've been posting for 5.
But I've been doing online business for like 5.
Yeah.
Trying
Okay.
to do online business for like 5.
So bring us back to the start. So
Okay.
that 5 years ago, who were you? Where were you at?
Yeah. So I was in high school. It was about my freshman year of high school. First ever business model I tried to get into was trading stocks. Just shiny object syndrome, saw something cool online, making money, saw the TikTok slideshows. Damn, I want to live that lifestyle. Tried trading, right? Never worked for me. Then from there got into crypto, then got into NFTs. Then kind of to summarize it, went into drop shipping from there. That was my first taste of running ads. Started my own clothing brand, got really good at ads from that, realized there was a gap in the market for clothing brands that had people to run ads for them, and was like, I want to be the one to solve this gap in the market. So I started running ads as a freelancer for streetwear businesses and got really good at that. Started posting on social media. Everything kind of snowballed. I started to sign more and more clients. It got to a point where I couldn't handle the workload anymore on my own, and brought on a partner, started hiring employees, and now I own a full-blown agency with 8 full-time employees.
So ultimately that entrepreneurial spirit, and you just found your thing after trial and error.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, I think, a very similar story. Sorry, guys, we're dealing with Miami traffic as well at simultaneously. So you had the entrepreneurial spirit, you tried everything you could, and then you found something from that trial and error and that perseverance, basically.
Yeah, and I think that that's a huge thing for a lot of people, is like they just have to go into it be with the mindset that they're gonna fail and they're ready to fail, and learn from those failures. That's gonna help them be successful down the road.
Yeah, so it took you 5 years to get to where you're at right now, basically.
Pretty much.
You've been posting content for 2, but it took you 5 to get to this.
Yeah.
So over the past 365 days, you'd say your life has changed like
tremendously.
Yeah,
like 365 days ago, it's what? March. 365 days ago, I was making probably 30K a month.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
really
get me
good.
wrong, that's really good. But a year and a half ago, I was in college.
Yeah.
Like a little less than a year and a half.
So you went basically from college to now you're living Miami penthouse, Lamborghini, dream life. How has your perspective on money changed?
My overall perspective on money is that money is a tool, and you utilize it as a tool to set yourself up for further opportunity and to make more money. But money is always something that I chase, just because that's the thing that a lot of people do chase. And now as I've gotten more money, and by no means am I rich. Do I make a lot of money? Yes. But have I been making insane money for a long time? Not really. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a lot of money, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where was I going with that?
Rich is like, your perspective of rich also changes as you make more money
exactly,
as well.
Exactly.
Like,
it's like
2 years ago, you would probably look at yourself and be like, holy fuck. Like,
I'm rich, but
rich
now
as
I'm
fuck.
here and I'm like,
exactly.
I'm fucking poor, bro. Like looking around Miami.
The level always...
there's levels to this shit.
It never ends either, you know? Like, you will be worth fucking 50, 100 mil and still be like, damn, I need $1 billion.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It literally just never ends. So how has, like, detaching from money, like, helped you? Because I know you're putting hefty down payments on your Lambo. How has detaching from money helped you make more?
I would say valuing opportunity costs in certain situations that are in regards to money. So, for example, like moving to Miami, right?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, $6,000 a month for an apartment. That's a lot of money. But at the same time, is living in Miami going to make me more than
Yeah,
$6,000 a
essentially.
month? Probably. Like I'm sitting here right now doing this podcast with
Mhm,
you. The other
mhm.
day I was with another big influencer. The day before that I was with a big influencer. Tomorrow I'm
So
filming
you've started to
another
notice the
video.
Miami effect already?
Yeah, for sure. Like every single day, there's something beneficial to go do, people to go connect with, people to build relationships with. And you know the game of business, relationships is everything. And
Yeah.
everyone is out in a city like this.
No, I know,
So,
bro. It's crazy. When people ask me about Miami, I'm like, whatever you're doing, you move to Miami, no matter how much you're making, it's going to exponentially
yeah.
explode,
And it
basically.
not even just Miami itself. Like as soon as I moved to Arizona, I
Hmm.
started making more money.
And I think you moved out of to Miami at like a perfect time in what you got going on.
Because
You
I
know,
already have money
momentum.
to where I'm comfortable, momentum,
Yeah.
like have the following. I'm glad that I didn't move to Miami sooner and
Hmm.
waited kind of like that year and a half in Arizona. I think
Hmm.
that that was a really good stepping stone for me.
So what have you learned about like people? Anything? Like, are there any snakes in the grass?
Yeah, you mean just overall as I've
Yeah.
gotten more?
Yeah.
100%, bro. Like there's a lot of people, especially, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but especially having a little bit of clout
Hmm.
and, a
Hmm.
little bit of money. Like there's definitely people that like to leech.
Hmm.
And especially in the online business realm,
Hmm.
clout clout takes
Hmm.
you a long ways, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people try to milk you for that, try to like,
Hmm.
this sounds really like cocky and like I'm just boasting about myself, but like you understand it
No,
too,
yeah,
you
dude.
know?
I feel like another thing with this podcast is I want to be completely transparent. I don't want you to have any filters. I want you just literally to be like,
Yeah, yeah.
say it how the fuck it is.
I mean
Like
that that's
you've
that's the
also
reality
earned
of
it,
it.
bro. Like you can say this shit with your chest. Like you've worked hard. You don't come from like any handouts. Like you're a clouded ass dude. You're killing it for 20 years. You're 20, bro. You're 20 fucking years. Like, bro, when I was 20, I was not making 30K. I was not, whatever, 200, 300K a month, bro. 20, nowhere near it, bro. So I like to like look at what you're doing right now at 20 years old in comparison to when I moved to Miami at 20 years old. I moved here with like 20 grand to my name, bro. That was
Damn.
it. That's all I had. That's all I had. I came down here. I didn't know anybody. I was like, I'm gonna try to make something out of this. So it's like I look at you and I'm like, dude's 20 years old, printing fucking money, has insane momentum right now, and you have influence, not just like clout, but you have influence. And I think that's one of the like way more important than money, way more important than just having clout, because anyone can get clout by posting clickbaity
Right.
shit. It's like people will actually listen to the things that you say if you make a video where you're speaking from your heart and you genuinely want to like make an impact on somebody. Like, dude, you have insane influence, and I think that is far more impressive than like just money or just like any amount of clout that you have. It's like you've built something like legit at
Yeah.
at 20 years old, and like you should fully. I respect the humbleness though. I respect you being humble, but at the same time, it's like, bro, like you fucking you're balling at 20 at 20 years old, bro.
I mean that's the thing, bro, is like I really do with my content. In the end of the day, I don't really care about clout.
Hmm.
Um but I like to, like you said, give influence in a positive way. So if you go watch my YouTube videos and stuff, like I try to just be genuine and like
Hmm.
give the raw reality of what my life is like as a
Hmm.
20-year-old kid living the life that I
I think that's why
live.
people get drawn to you, bro, because
Yeah.
it's real. You know,
That's there's a lot of people where it's so fake. And like
so,
as you climb the ranks and you start to get up there, you realize how
hmm.
fake some of the
Hmm.
other shit is. And like the average person doesn't see a lot of those fake people as what they are.
Hmm.
But like as you climb the leaderboards and you become more socially aware of it, it's like you realize, holy shit, like a lot of these people are really fake. So
Dude,
I try to set myself as far apart from that as I
that is
can.
100% the right approach, bro. So I've been in the game for 5 years, bro. The amount of people that I've seen come and go
Yeah.
because they don't have their head in the right place. They're just in it for like quick clout, in it for
Yep.
quick money. It's like, bro, you can have such like can you think of how many people have been in the game as long as I have and haven't completely fallen off yet?
I mean, yeah, there's not a lot.
There's not a lot, and like I don't want to sound like a douche when I say that either, but it's like so few people have longevity in the game because of pretty much the opposite of what we're talking about. You know, it's like
Right.
if you think nearsighted and all you care about is clout and money and not building like genuine, real connections with the people that watch you or just the people around you, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you know? But I think that's natural selection at a point.
Yeah.
You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
like with the whole connections thing, bro, like there's connections that I made earlier in my journey, like a year ago, year and a half ago, people like Pierre, like Fredo, like I would not be where I am today without those connections. And if I was in it for the quick bag
Yeah.
or fucking people over
Mm-hmm.
to better myself short term, like I would not be where I am without those
100%.
people.
That's one
So
thing that I picked up about you pretty quick is that like you can just tell when someone's like a genuine human.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And we talked about this earlier. It's like if you're just a genuine human, that's enough for me to like want to be homies with somebody.
yeah,
You know, it's like I don't care about money. I don't care about how much clout you have. If like, but I also do care about like someone's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like their
right.
mindset. Like if you're just gonna sit back and fucking drink all the time and smoke all the time and you have no ambition whatsoever, like
Yeah, bro, I would
so,
never
so
sit in the
yeah,
back and just like drink.
yeah. So
No,
naturally, it's like you're
I
gonna
would
get
never
drawn
do
to
that.
more.
My
Yeah,
fault, my
fuck.
fault, my
I would
fault.
never drink in the, never fucking be that guy or vape or anything like that. Or gamble, drinking and gambling on Thursday. Who fucking does that shit?
Yeah,
Bro?
what the fuck?
What the fuck? People need to seriously assess their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, jeez.
Fucking degenerates out here. For those who, well,
Sorry, I fucked up what you were saying.
no,
My fault,
what
my
was I
fault.
saying? No, I was saying like, okay, I was saying you were a genuine dude, and I respected that. That's enough for me. Okay, they're mine. You know, it's like if um you're gonna naturally kind of hang out with people who are successful when you become successful because like attracts like. You know, so it's like at a certain point, like, but it's also hard to network and connect with people when you're just starting out because like
Yeah.
what do you have to provide to people? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what it was like for you, but for me personally, like it was a solo grind until
Mhm.
I had a little bit of motion to where
Mhm.
people were coming to me. All the connections I make now, like I don't really, unless I really fuck with someone, I don't feel like I reach out to a lot of people like,
Yeah.
yo, let's do
No,
this, yo, let's do that.
yeah.
Like
I've never done that
it's just like
personally.
you got to build it for yourself to where they come to you because networking, like nobody who has motion, money, clout,
Mhm.
anything, they don't need to network with
Exactly.
anyone.
Exactly.
So it's like you have to make them come to you, you
Mhm.
know? But
There's been like I reached out to you. I remember I won't reach out to many people, but I'll reach out to people who I think I see like a lot of potential in that are younger than me. Or because like to me like networking with some rich old fuck or older fuck than me and I'm a kind of unk, you know. It's like so like 30-year-olds type shit like what's that really going to do for me, you know?
yeah,
Like I don't see much, but like for me, it's like I love seeing kids like you that kind of remind me of my younger self. And I'm like, because I reached out to you when, like June of last year, before New York,
probably, yeah. And then coincidentally, we were in New York at WAP
at
for
the
the
same time.
same time we linked up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
networking when you're like, dude, it's been so long for me. Like I have to jog my memory. You know what I mean? Like I don't even remember.
Unk things, bro. Shit.
I know, bro. Because when you're thinking 5 years ago, you're thinking like 15 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Think about how fucking insane that is.
Yeah.
That's so that's insane to me,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That is so insane to because you were mentioning earlier, like, dude, I've followed you for so long. And I was like, dude, you followed me when you're like prepubescent, you know? Like
Literally.
that is
Like I did.
so crazy
It's
to me,
kind of
bro.
full circle hanging out with you because
That's
like
so crazy,
yeah,
bro.
literally when I was starting everything, like I looked up to people like you. Like I
Wow.
looked up to you
Do you
when I
remember
was
what
first
like
starting.
one of the first videos of mine you saw was?
No, but I can like picture your videos in your old Miami apartment and shit in my head and
Dude,
like your
that's so
lives and stuff and like I was in your
you
Discord.
tap into the lives too?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
that is
I was in your Discord.
see how crazy is that like for you, like the full circle feeling? Does that
Bro,
feel
there's
like
been so many times where I'm
yeah,
just
yeah, I'm
like
curious to
with
hear about it.
someone specific and it's like, damn, this is full circle as fuck. Like I sound like I'm like glazing, but like
Who is
hanging
another
out with
person?
like Orangey the other night.
Dude,
Like
you
he was one of the people too I was
wow.
following since I was like 15 or 16.
No
And
way.
now I'm just hanging those people are reaching out to me to do something,
So what does
to
that
hang out.
feel like? You know, like paint a picture for the people that are watching,
It's like
like does it feel as cool as you thought it would?
no, but at the same time you're in a situation like that and you're like, damn, this is really crazy. Like
I think I feel dude, I bet
but it's hard to describe it because it's like kind of surreal, but at the same
yeah.
time it's like this is my life now.
Dude,
I
I've been in
worked for
so many
this. I
similar
deserve this.
situations where it's like you feel like you kind of imagine how it's gonna feel in that situation. You're like, oh, but then you feel it, and like literally all you can think of, like, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah,
That's all it really comes down to. Is like, damn,
yeah,
damn, and
yeah.
that's really it. You know, like what was the biggest moment like that for you? Like one of the most like, fuck, like I'm here, I made it. What was it?
Mm, probably when I bought the first Lambo. When
Yeah.
I bought the Urus. That
Oh
was,
yeah, I remember the Urus. Yeah.
bro, like,
Did you?
this sounds so
You
like
were
cringe,
19
but
too.
there was like the night after I bought it, or the like night before, the 2 nights after that, whatever. I was driving alone, like listening to vibey music, just driving, enjoying my new car. Like I started just like tearing up. I'm like, damn, like this is wild.
Bro, I have a very similar experience when I got my Lambo. I was on the freeway, and Lambos have a very distinct sound,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like ingrained in my brain where I was hitting the freeway and I was playing this one song. Do you have like a song that reminds you of that, like the Lambo, like the like a beep, poo, yeah. I
No.
have a song that reminds me of that sound, and it was like that was one of the first moments in my recent time where I was like, damn, I fucking like made it. But something that I also want to touch to you on about is like the average 20-year-old, 19-year-old, 18-year-old, you know what, fuck it, even like 22, 23-year-old, just someone who's like watching this video, they look at you're doing this at 20 years old, like, what do you think they need to hear the most, you know? Like, what do you think really would hit home for them that they can take away from this video and they're like, you know what? I'm actually going to go out and I'm actually going to make a change in my life, and that life that I can't stop thinking about, I'm going to make happen.
I feel like both of us are really prime examples of like you don't have to be any sort of special person to
Mm-hmm.
make it happen. You're a
100%.
random ass kid from Ohio. I'm a random ass kid from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Both small towns. Like there's
100%.
nothing that set us apart or set us ahead of anyone else that wants to get into it. Like we literally just started before them and put the work in that was necessary to get to where we are.
Yeah, they don't see all the shit that went into it
Right.
before where we're at right now, you know?
So it's just the thing that we have that they don't
Yeah.
is time in the game and
Yeah.
the work ethic. So it's like for us, I mean, we just started, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I started, there's people that are watching this thinking to themselves, like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. Neither did we.
Yeah.
The fuck? Like we just started doing something.
And it literally, it doesn't matter what you start so
No,
long as you
because
actually just start one thing.
failure is nothing but an
Yeah.
opportunity to learn. So you're gonna start something, fail at it, and it's just a learning curve
Right,
for
bro?
you.
It's like you can try, like you tried trading, you tried crypto, you tried NFTs, and I was the same exact way, bro. I remember sitting in my basement and I was just like, I feel like you know, or someone knows they're gonna make it by like the passion, you know? Like
Yeah,
I knew I was going to make it before I had any money, before I had anything,
yeah,
just because I knew, you know, like I wasn't gonna settle for it. And some people don't have that burning desire, you know,
mm,
and I think the burning desire is really all it comes down to. It's like if you want it bad enough, you're gonna figure something out,
yeah,
you know, and it can really be that simple. People will buy every other course on the internet, which I do think buying a course can help you a lot,
bro. Because
tremendously.
even if you buy a course and it doesn't work for you, you're still gonna learn so much from it
Yeah,
that's gonna apply to the next thing that you go and do.
literally,
Like, bro, I still to this day, I don't know if you do, I still to this day spend money on mentors.
do you want to hear some crazy shit?
Yeah.
I've only ever bought one course in my life, and it was the one that helped me move to Miami. Ever since then, I tell myself I should buy more though,
You
but
really should,
I
bro.
just don't know who's I'd buy at this point. You know what I mean?
That's how I was,
You
but then
know?
the right person kind of fell into my lap because we were like, bro, with the agency, like, to be fair, we months ago, we really didn't know exactly what we were doing. We did, don't get me wrong, but it was like we could hire a mentor who's like there to answer any quick
Hmm.
questions we have and just like guide us and kind of give us the roadmap, and it made things so much easier.
Which
Like
is
it's
why
so
it's so
worth it,
important
bro.
to like try things and then figure out what's your thing. Because how are you supposed to know what kind of mentor you want if you don't know?
At the same time, though, I think the biggest thing a lot of people need to hear is not to have shiny object syndrome either.
Dude,
Shit.
a hundred.
And just
Ethan,
start something and
what
stick to
directions
it.
you got in right now?
I just typed in Key Biscayne.
Yeah, you probably should swing a Yui when you can.
Okay. Yeah, the traffic's awful
But
right now.
the shiny object syndrome is going to be the literal death of every young entrepreneur because, dude, when I started, I didn't I didn't see all these other people flexing on me, you know, because I was one of the first in the game.
Mhm.
So now all these kids have to deal with like trading, TikTok shop, freelance brand scaling. Like how do you like how it's so hard for these kids to pick nowadays. It's like if you don't just take the time to figure out what actually makes someone tick or just trying shit, you know, it's like
Yeah.
it's never going to work. Another thing that I want to talk with you about is like people know who you are in front of the camera and like your raw life, but like who are you when the cameras are off? I was just hanging out with you. You're not really that much different.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
I feel like I'm not. I try to be super genuine on my vlogs and show my real self and show my real reality.
Mhm.
But are you asking like kind of what's my day to day like? Like
Yeah,
what's
like
my
what
personality like?
yeah, like who is Brez, you know? Like me behind the scenes, like I'm I'm like super unfiltered. I just say crazy shit
I do too.
all
I do
the
too.
fucking time.
I even do my
Like
vlogs, bro.
yeah.
If you go watch the vlogs where it's with like Pierre Fredo, like if we go on a trip or something, like it is so unfiltered,
Bro.
bro.
Like behind the scenes, like I'm very like I could probably be canceled 35 times
Yeah.
if the camera was always rolling, bro. So with that being said, I got some Twitter questions from people that I've
Oh
got
shit.
loaded up for you in my brain right now.
Okay.
And the first one being, it's a really important one: gay son or thought daughter?
Oh fuck! I saw this one on my timeline, bro. I really don't know. I really don't know, bro. Probably okay. Either one stems from a parenting issue.
I agree.
So if
I
either
agree.
one of my children get to that point, I think it's Glock down the throat.
No.
But because that means I failed my job as a
Yeah,
dad.
100%.
I really
bro.
did.
100%.
I just don't think I could fathom hearing my son get his back blown up
Oh
in
my
the room
god.
next to me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that
But also like,
yeah,
oh,
so
what would you say?
yeah, dude, it's one of the hardest questions
It really
of all
is.
time, but I think I don't want to offend any like gay dudes or anything, but I think I gotta go with thought daughter, you know, because I could probably just like pump out another boy that's like not,
Yeah.
you know, thought daughter
I guess
like
it depends how gay he is because
dude,
if he's like wearing makeup and shit and dresses, hell no. But if it's like, bro, if he's a normal dude and he's just like,
yeah, like
yeah,
just
I'm
like
into
normal,
dudes,
and he like,
maybe
dude, I
maybe
believe
that.
some dudes are born that way, like very few of them, and then some of them I think are like parenting issue, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, or like
In my opinion, it's all just a thing for attention.
yeah,
I
it
don't think
really
it, bro, nobody was gay back when Jesus was walking earth, gay didn't exist.
100%, bro,
And I'm
100%.
Christian, so
So
that's just what I believe. But
and that's another thing I want to talk to you on after I get to the fact, like maybe your thought daughter, like comes home with like a super successful, like entrepreneur or like an NFL fucking guy because she was around the block so much that now your daughter has a good life because she was just out there so much. You know what I'm saying?
that poor dude with
Yeah,
motion, bro.
yeah.
He doesn't know
Fuck.
what he's getting
Poor
himself
guy.
into.
Poor guy. But
She's probably telling him, "Yeah, I only have one body. I only have one body."
yeah, bro. These girls, bro. In Miami, you got to be careful.
I
Bro.
ain't finding my wife
They
here,
are
bro.
vultures, bro.
I ain't finding my wife here.
Vultures in
That's all
Miami.
right though.
Especially when they can tell you have motion.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't even have to speak. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the streetwear that gets them too. I don't wear that shit. I wish I could pull that shit off, bro. I just
Oh, I could get you fitted up.
dude. Maybe we'll do a little vlog.
One day they'll see us go to the store and I'll get you fitted up.
Dude, I feel like I just don't know where to start. That's my only thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
I
where
got
the
you.
fuck do I go?
I
from
got
here?
you.
So you mentioned you were Christian. Has God played a role in any of like your success, do you think?
100%, bro. I think I mean I grew up Christian, right? My parents were always Christian. I think for me, it was like I've always been Christian. As I started to get a little motion, I kind of found myself
Mm-hmm.
drifting away from God.
Mm-hmm.
And more recently, I've kind of went back to realize like how important He's been in my life. To
Mhm.
have someone that I can just talk to,
Mm-hmm.
to have someone that I can just like kind of rely on.
Yeah.
Um, speaking of that, I need to find a church out here.
How do you connect with God? Like, what's your thing?
For me, I try to go to church every Sunday. I think that's also just good. Even if you're not Christian, bro, like you feel good after you go to church just to like do something kind of
100%.
spiritual.
100%.
But I think a lot of people misconstrued the way that you need to connect with God, sitting there on your hands and knees praying to Him. Like, nah, bro.
Mhm.
On a Saturday morning, go walk on the beach and just like think about God, you know?
Just
Like
talk to him.
connect with God in nature, connect with God, like however it best suits that person. So me, I like to go, whether it's like going for a drive
Mhm.
to a lookout point or something, just chill.
Yeah, we don't have many lookout points here,
Yeah,
bro.
not here in
I'll
Arizona.
tell you
In
that, bro.
Arizona, there's a lot of them. They're everywhere, but not here. I like to pray at nights too, in the mornings too,
Mhm.
throughout the day if I get a sense of urgency, like, oh, I should talk to God right now, like I do. Um, I read. Oh, I haven't been consistent with that lately. I need to get better about it. But reading devotions.
Mm.
One thing I don't really like, bro, is reading the Bible.
Dude,
It's too hard to
I have
focus
such a
on.
hard time
It's
reading the
so
Bible,
like
bro.
it's so hard to focus on. So what I do is I buy like devotional books that
That's
dumbs
good.
the Bible down.
Yeah, that's what
Makes it
my
easier to read.
girlfriend and I do too. She reads the Bible to me every other like night,
Yeah.
which is great.
Oh,
'Cause then
you're just like a
I
little
don't have
baby.
to
You
read
just
it.
sit
Yeah,
there.
I
And
just
like,
sit there. Which is another question for you. Like, what is your end goal? Like, not end goal, but let's say like 10 years.
yeah. Obviously, bro, I can't wait to have a family.
You want to
I
be a
guess
family man?
can't wait isn't the right word, but I'm definitely looking forward to the future when I have a beautiful wife, a beautiful home, a little French bulldog.
French bulldog.
Yeah,
on,
I
man.
love bulldogs, bro. I love
Bro, you
bulldogs.
need a man dog. You need a fucking
Nah, a little just potato
little
dog,
potato with breathing problems.
and probably 2 or 3 kids. Hopefully, like if
Where
I
you
were
want
to
to
do
settle
3,
down? You know yet?
probably here, bro. Probably here, to be honest.
Boca Raton.
Yeah, something like that.
Bro, you
Something like
gotta
that vibe. Oh, that shit's tough as fuck.
Yo, that's like a
SF90.
that's like a ruby pink, bro.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That shit is hard.
The tire thing go away?
That person's doing it.
Did the tire thing go away?
Yeah.
Oh, how about that, dude? What a G.
What is that, a 911?
Dude, Miami, bro. We got a fucking SF90. I don't know what kind of
Naked.
Porsche that is, but it's sick.
That's
Oh, no,
insane.
no,
That
it's a
wrap is
Carrera.
crazy.
The pink?
That wrap is crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen a Ferrari like that. Yeah, dude, Boca. You come to Boca, and
It's just motion there, huh?
dude, it depends on your vibe though. You know, like you're from a small town, which is why I love. Boca,
I like that chillness though.
Which is why I love Boca, dude. This thing is fucking insane.
That's so tough.
It has a wide body kit. I'm pretty sure. That is insane.
I think Novatec.
Oh, bro, I almost bought a Novatec Ferrari.
Really?
Yeah, when I got my Ferrari for a fucking week. But so you're from a small town, and this is for everybody watching as well. Like you're from a small town, but you also like a little bit of outside your comfort zone as well. That's why Boca's perfect, bro, because it's like it's got a beach. There's a college in the town, so you can still meet people. But like at night, silence. Like just pure silence.
That's like I would either raise a family somewhere like that in Florida.
Have you experienced the Florida summer yet?
No, but I've experienced Arizona summer.
Dude, but the humidity,
but the dry heat, 120 minimum every day.
It's probably pretty similar.
Yeah,
Probably, bro. It's fucked. And it's just so brutal.
Or like Scottsdale, or maybe like Newport, Orange County. You ever been?
I heard Orange County is pretty
bro,
fire,
it's
but
so nice.
I
Newport.
haven't been, bro.
Newport, it's right on the beach. It's so fire there, bro. So fire.
The Cali, though, Cali taxes.
I hate like LA and shit though, but Orange County's fire.
Cali taxes are also just cooked. You got Cali taxes, you got a pretty shitty government in Cali.
Yeah.
You know, these are all just boring shit you got to think of when you get old, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to be paying 50% tax over there.
Yep.
Like you and I are both dropping quite a hefty tax load this year.
Fuck.
I
Don't bring that
don't
up.
even like thinking about it, bro. But like, dude, that's the reality of the game that these kids don't think about. You know,
Yeah.
It's like Brez and I are both paying over 200 racks just to the tax man,
Yep.
just to the fucking tax man. So it's like you make all this money, but then like obviously you have the money to pay the taxes, but still fucking sucks. Like 200 beanos, bro.
Yeah.
200 beans. All right, so I think we're about to pull up here. So anything you want to wrap it up with? Like, I feel like that was just like a pretty good 30-minute-er. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty quick though. I feel like we'll make some more content in the near future as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you live an hour away now, so.
Yeah, and we'll do a day in the life in Boca too.
Oh yeah, I gotta come up there low key.
What
Yeah,
would you
that
do
was
if you
cool.
started from zero right now? What would you do?
What would I do if I started from zero? I would honestly get back into the. I mean, I have no knowledge either. Zero knowledge.
Yeah, like you got hella connections right now. You got hella knowledge, money. What are you doing if you have none of it?
I mean, picking one business model, sticking to it, staying consistent with it. Probably try to build a personal brand again,
Yeah.
just because that's done a lot for me.
Isn't it crazy how much like most people complicate it though? Like it can really be that simple.
Yeah.
Pick a business model, stay consistent, build a personal brand.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take like 2
I would
3
just
years.
grind at like.
It's all-
I mean, I would get back into what I do, just because it's like an easy
yeah.
entry level business model. But
Next question is, why do you keep crashing your car?
I got hit both times, bro. I can't control it.
Bro, and then wasn't there another instance of somebody you were with or you knew crashed their car when they were around?
No, but there's
just
been
me?
like, bro, one of my students
Bro.
in my program fucking bought a brand new BMW and that shit, he crashed that shit. One of my students the other day crashed this brand new Audi that he just bought.
God, bro.
Yeah.
And then Brez pulls up on me today, or I pull up on Brez today. He gets in the car, and my tire's flat. So we had to, that's why we're filming the podcast in the dark right now. Dude, I think we just need to stop, like, speaking it into existence. You know, I think that might
Yeah.
I think that might be a huge
Bro,
thing.
I'm a good driver. I got hit both times. Like, it was uncontrollable.
Dude, that is insane.
Yeah, unlucky, bro. Unlucky.
Which car you want to crash next?
Oh, none of the
No, please, bro. Please, bro.
I'm still waiting for the Aventador to be back. Hopefully soon.
Go to Chop House order. What's Chop House?
I think he means Chop Shop. That was like this place in Arizona, and you get like rice, veggie, and like meat bowls. They're so good. I low-key miss that place. But it was the red chili shrimp bowl.
How did you set up the perfect funnel for his coaching to make that much money? Is that secret game?
That's all Pierre, bro.
Wow.
Pierre manages all that stuff for me.
Wow.
So that's all Pierre.
That's a Pierre plug right there.
Yeah. It's a Pierre applause.
Good shit, Pierre. Dude, all right. That's about all the questions I got. But I think we can resume after dinner if you want.
Yeah.
If
We'll
have
probably
anything.
be
We
a
might be
little-
a little intoxicated. So
Yeah.
if we see you guys after this clip, we'll see you. If we don't, guys, shout out Bergen, first guest in the back of the back.
I'm proud to be the first
Yeah,
guest.
bro, this is gonna be sick. But maybe one day we'll do like a sober one. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sober.
dude, that's crazy.
I don't know about you, but
My
I'm
my
like
head is like banging.
I'm low key like stone sober.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, you took a shot of tequila. Like right before we left.
I don't know. I'm not
No, that-
feeling it easy today.
Dude, that's great. And you ate no food practically.
Yeah.
I think this dude's
I had a
gonna
rice
need
bowl.
a couple bottles at the club, I guess.
Oh shit.
All right, but we'll see you or we won't. Either way, appreciate you guys. Don't forget to, please forget to subscribe.
Yeah, don't sub to this motherfucker.